Get ready because you are about to dive into the absolute latest from the tech world. The pace of innovation never stops, and we're here to bring you the unmissable updates you need to stay ahead. From system upgrades to surprising new hardware and even major legal tech battles, buckle up. This is Microsoft Sphere, and you're about to get the inside scoop on everything that matters. Let's go. First up, a long-awaited fix might finally be here for Windows users. We're talking about a significant visual overhaul that many have been asking for. Is dark mode finally getting its due? Then, a critical issue is impacting a popular Microsoft device, cutting its performance in half for some users. What's going wrong, and is there a fix in sight? Next, a massive market shift could be on the horizon, with a potential game changer from a major competitor that could directly challenge Microsoft's dominance. Are we looking at a new era of affordable power? And finally, a high-profile legal case involving a former tech insider and a hefty fine highlights the intense competition and stakes in the industry. What secrets were leaked, and what are the consequences? Stick around, you don't want to miss any of this. Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Windows 11 Dark Mode finally getting a much-needed overhaul. For years, Windows users have been clamoring for a truly complete dark mode experience, and it seems Microsoft might finally be listening. The latest preview builds of Windows 11 are showing early signs of significant progress in bringing dark mode to more system elements, with File Explorer being the first to receive this long-awaited attention. This is a monumental development for those who have long found Windows dark mode implementation to be frustratingly incomplete. Since its initial introduction in 2016, dark mode on Windows has been plagued by inconsistencies, leaving many core system interfaces stubbornly bright even when the system-wide dark theme is activated. This has been a persistent point of contention, with users questioning why such a popular and expected feature was left in such a half-finished state for so long. The most recent updates, as highlighted by early adopters and tech observers, reveal that hidden within the latest Windows 11 preview builds are newly themed dark interfaces for crucial File Explorer components. Specifically, the File Copy window, the File Deletion prompt, and the File Permissions pop-up window are now appearing with a consistent dark gray color scheme, seamlessly blending with the rest of the File Explorer's dark aesthetic. This visual harmony, while seemingly minor, represents a significant step forward after years of stagnation. The impact of this progress cannot be overstated for a dedicated segment of the Windows user base. For over half a decade, the lack of comprehensive dark mode support has been a recurring complaint, a blemish on an otherwise evolving operating system. The fact that Microsoft appears to be actively addressing these legacy UI surfaces signals a potential turning point. The hope is that this is not merely a cosmetic tweak, but a commitment to a fully realized dark mode experience across the entire operating system. Many are looking forward to seeing this extend to other long-neglected areas like the Run dialog, Registry Editor, and Group Policy Editor. When compared to other major operating systems, Windows has consistently lagged behind. Platforms like macOS, Chrome OS, and iPadOS have offered complete, system-wide dark modes for years, ensuring a consistent visual experience across all applications and UI elements. Windows' struggle to achieve this parity has been a source of frustration for many, especially considering the widespread adoption and preference for dark themes. While Microsoft has yet to make an official announcement regarding these File Explorer dark mode improvements, the early integration suggests that more work is underway. Speculation is rife that these enhancements could be rolled out with a future major update, potentially incentivizing users to upgrade. The prospect of a fully functional dark mode across Windows 11 is a compelling reason for many to embrace the latest software versions. This renewed focus on dark mode comes after years of vocal demand from the community. The complaints, which began in the Windows 10 era, carried over into Windows 11, with many expressing disappointment that a major OS revision didn't prioritize this feature. The current efforts, however, suggest that those persistent calls may have finally resonated within Microsoft. The excitement is palpable for a Windows 11 that offers a complete and polished dark mode experience, a feature that should ideally be standard in today's operating systems. Hold on tight, because the updates keep coming, and the next one impacts a device many rely on daily. Get ready to see how a battery issue is cutting performance in half for some Surface Pro 11 users. Surface Pro 11 battery life suffers major cut, Microsoft investigating. Owners of the new Surface Pro 11 are facing a significant and frustrating issue that has effectively halved their device's battery life. A mysterious bug appears to be capping the battery charge at 50%, rendering the portable nature of the device severely compromised and prompting an active investigation by Microsoft. This critical problem first came to light when users reported that the battery limit option, typically found within the device's UEFI settings, had disappeared. More concerningly, even without the option to manually adjust it, the Surface Pro 11 was automatically enforcing a 50% charge limit. This behavior seems to have been triggered by a recent firmware update, leaving users unable to charge their devices beyond the halfway mark. The absence of the toggle means users cannot easily revert this setting, creating a significant inconvenience for a device designed for mobility. The user community has expressed considerable frustration, with one user, identified as TJ, lamenting the situation. This is a serious problem introduced by MS and renders our laptops near unusable on the go, which is the whole reason for getting them in the first place. MS has been very slow in fixing this, pretty unacceptable, they stated. This sentiment reflects the core purpose of a device like the Surface Pro, to offer powerful computing in a portable form factor. When battery life is artificially restricted, this fundamental advantage is lost, turning a highly capable machine into a less practical one for users who depend on it away from a power outlet. The battery limit feature itself is designed with a specific purpose: to prolong the overall lifespan of a device's battery. It achieves this by preventing the battery from charging beyond a certain threshold, typically 50% or 80%, especially for devices that are frequently plugged in. This is a common practice in many modern smartphones and some laptops, as keeping a battery constantly at 100% can degrade its health over time. However, for this feature to be beneficial, it needs to be controllable and not a forced limitation that users cannot override, especially when it's not actively chosen. While Microsoft has a support document detailing how to manage the battery limit option, the current bug prevents users from accessing or disabling it on affected Surface Pro 11 units. This lack of control is the crux of the problem. The issue appears to have been affecting users since at least August 9, 2025, indicating it's not a fleeting glitch, but a persistent bug that needs urgent attention. It's important to note that the Surface Pro 11, powered by the new Snapdragon X processor, is generally praised for its impressive battery life. In real-world testing, users have reported averaging over 10 hours of usage, with some instances reaching up to 15 hours. This performance is a key selling point, especially considering the device's form factor and the efficiency of the ARM-based chipset. The excellent standby battery life, with minimal drain overnight, further highlights the potential of the hardware. The current battery limitation issue directly undermines these positive attributes, significantly reducing the device's practical utility. Microsoft has acknowledged the problem and confirmed they are investigating. The exact scale of the issue remains unclear, but the confirmation from a Microsoft employee provides some reassurance that a fix is being worked on. Users are eagerly awaiting a resolution that restores the full battery capacity and the control they expect from their premium devices. But that's not all the tech news shaking things up this week. Prepare for a potential shakeup in the laptop market, as Apple is rumored to be launching a budget-friendly MacBook, and it could spell trouble for Microsoft. Apple's budget MacBook rumored to undercut Windows PCs, targeting end of Windows 10 support. In a move that could represent a significant challenge to Microsoft's dominance in the PC market, Apple is reportedly gearing up to launch a new, more affordable MacBook. With a rumored price tag as low as $599 and a potential release this fall, This new offering is strategically positioned to capitalize on the impending end of support for Windows 10, creating what many are calling a nightmare scenario for Microsoft. For years, Apple's MacBooks have been positioned as premium devices, with entry-level models typically starting at $999 or higher. While occasional sales have brought prices down to around $799 for models like the MacBook Air, a brand new MacBook directly from Apple at the $599 price point would be unprecedented. This aggressive pricing strategy directly targets the mid-range Windows PC market, a segment currently populated by millions of users whose Windows 10 operating systems will cease to be supported in October. The timing of this potential launch is particularly significant, as millions of Windows 10 users face the prospect of running unsupported and potentially vulnerable software. The allure of a well-built, reliable, and now affordable MacBook could be incredibly strong. Many Windows users have expressed dissatisfaction with recent Windows 11 updates, citing issues like aggressive advertising and system bloat. This sentiment, combined with the end-of-support deadline for Windows 10, creates a prime opportunity for a competitor to sway users looking for a stable and user-friendly alternative. According to industry reports, this new MacBook is expected to be powered by Apple's A18 Pro system on chip, SoC, the same powerful processor found in the iPhone 16 Pro. This chip offers performance comparable to Apple's M1 chip, ensuring a smooth and responsive user experience for everyday tasks. The device is also rumored to feature a 12.9-inch display, an ultra-thin and lightweight design, and come in a variety of appealing colors, further enhancing its attractiveness to a broad consumer base. Microsoft's own efforts to compete in the budget-friendly segment include the recently launched Surface laptop, which features a 13-inch display, and the Snapdragon X Plus SoC, however. This device comes with a price tag around $300 higher than Apple's rumored $599 MacBook. While the Snapdragon X Plus offers superior raw performance compared to the A18 Pro, this difference may not be noticeable to the average user in daily operations, and the A18 Pro could potentially offer better battery efficiency. The challenge for Microsoft and its Windows OEM partners is not just about hardware specifications, but also about the perception and reputation of the Windows operating system itself. Despite technological advancements, Windows 11 continues to battle a less-than-stellar reputation in some consumer circles. A compellingly priced MacBook could exacerbate this issue, making it difficult for even the most competitive Windows hardware to sway users who are actively seeking an alternative. The situation presents a critical juncture for Microsoft. The company needs to not only ensure its hardware offerings are competitive, but also to actively improve the reputation and user experience of Windows. If users perceive Windows as a less desirable option, a $599 MacBook, timed with the end of Windows 10 support, could indeed represent a significant migration of users away from the Windows ecosystem. For those seeking a traditional laptop experience, the choice between a $599 Windows device and a $599 MacBook could become a clear one, favoring the latter if Apple delivers on its rumored pricing and specifications. This news highlights the intense competition in the tech industry, and it's not just about hardware and pricing. Our final story dives into a legal case involving leaked secrets between major tech players, with serious consequences for an AI engineer. AI engineer gets probation, fine for leaking Intel secrets to Microsoft. A former Intel engineer, Varun Gupta, has been sentenced to 2 years of probation and ordered to pay a $34,472 fine for stealing thousands of confidential files from his previous employer before joining Microsoft. Prosecutors alleged that the stolen data provided Gupta with an advantage in securing his new role and benefited Microsoft in its competitive dealings with Intel. Gupta, who had a decade-long tenure at Intel as a product marketing engineer, reportedly copied sensitive information from company systems in the days leading up to his departure in January 2020. Among the pilfered data was a critical PowerPoint presentation detailing Intel's pricing strategies for a major client, information that would be invaluable to any competitor. This act of data exfiltration, prosecutors argued, was not a spur-of-the-moment decision, but a deliberate and repeated pattern of accessing secret documents to bolster his professional standing and provide an edge to his new employer. Assistant U.S. Attorney William Norris emphasized the gravity of Gupta's actions, urging the judge to impose an 8-month federal prison sentence. The prosecution contended that Gupta's misconduct was purposeful and repetitive, aimed at gaining an unfair advantage. The leaked documents were described as instrumental in Gupta's transition to Microsoft and in subsequent high-stakes negotiations between the two technology giants. Gupta's defense attorney, David Angeli, acknowledged the theft as a serious error in judgment, but argued that Gupta had already faced significant repercussions. The defense highlighted that Gupta had lost valuable senior industry positions and had previously settled a civil lawsuit with Intel for $40,000. Angeli maintained that these consequences constituted sufficient punishment for his client's actions. U.S. District Judge Amy Baggio ultimately reached a middle ground, opting against imprisonment but imposing a substantial fine. The $34,472 fine was calculated to reflect the cost of the 8-month prison sentence that prosecutors had recommended, signaling the court's view of the misconduct's seriousness. Judge Baggio explained that this figure underscored that Gupta's actions were not a one-off indiscretion, and that his reputation had already been severely damaged, which was also considered a form of punishment. Following the legal proceedings and the payment of his fine, Gupta has reportedly shifted his focus away from the semiconductor industry. He has relocated his family to France, where he is pursuing a new career path in vineyard management. His stated ambition is to become a technical director in the viticulture industry, indicating a complete career pivot and an effort to distance himself from his past actions in the tech world. And that wraps up our top stories for today. Stay with us for a rapid-fire recap of everything we've covered. That was a whirlwind of tech news. We saw Microsoft potentially fixing Windows 11 dark mode, a worrying battery issue affecting the Surface Pro 11, Apple rumored to launch a budget MacBook, and a legal case involving leaked Intel secrets. Don't miss out on any future updates. Hit that like button, subscribe to Microsoft Sphere, ring the notification bell, share your thoughts in the comments, and follow us on all our social channels.